All right, so we're moving on to another phase here. We've got the first coat of mud is just about dry. I'm gonna actually get ready to put some of that on. But I've started putting some of the tiles down. Actually have, for our curve here, the front of those, I've had to cut those. My corner over here is a little bit far out, so I've had to build this out just a little bit. This is gonna be a little bit wider when I put the bullnose on it, but it'll be okay. We're gonna end up using the speed set to set these because this is gonna be walking on. And we put a bullnose and then we cut a piece to go in the middle. So I just have to cut that piece wider for it. The next thing I've done is I've actually started laying these tiles. You'll see where there's a little bit of a dip there. I had to cut a little off the corners over here and the corner over there to make sure that these are plumb and exact, because we want this to be plumb when we get up to there as well. So I'm going to let these just kind of set for a little bit, and then I can go ahead and mud that whole wall and just go right on up with it. We've got 4 walls and 2 inch caps that we have to do on here, but it's going to look really, really good with it all together. Big change from yesterday. So you can see how the gray is kind of setting that off a little bit with the subway tiles, and it's going to be good. All right, it's 8 o'clock now, and unfortunately I'm 20 bullnose short to finish off the top edge there and to do the curve. The good news is I'm using the speed set on the curve, so it won't take long for that to dry. I could probably use that up there, so that way I could still possibly get this done. Do still need to finish compounding and sanding on that stuff and grout, but definitely further along than I thought I would be 2 hours ago, so feel good. So let's take a look. We ended up doing, actually cut that with the angle grinder, the bullnose there, so that way that edge is finished. Like I said, we just have to finish off the trim bullnose at the top. Got all that tile on the bottom there. We'll grout that with the sanded grout. We get our cutout. The reason why I'm short is I forgot about the cutout, and we have to finish mudding this stuff up. So take a shower, get some of this mastic off. I may end up doing some of the compound a little bit later just to let it dry, even though it is 20. It will dry out pretty quick, but it would be nice to get that on tonight. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. This has been Mark Holmes here with my day job, and I'm looking rough. Peace. Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here on day number 3 of our bathroom rebuild. Had to go get some more bullnose tiles so I can finish up the curve. Fortunately, we're going to end up using the speed set on those, so that way that'll dry up real quickly and we should still be able to grout. Before I left to go to the store, I put the block coat of mud up on here, so with the 20s, so that could start drying while I get ready to do this. So we're going to lay the tile in here, get finished with the tile cutter, and start backing our way out of the bathroom and cleaning up so we can get this thing hopefully done today. I don't know if I'll feel like driving home tonight or not, but I'm going to make sure that this is all finished. But I do like the way we've got the bullnose up on here to kind of finish it off. I had to cut these as a miter because I couldn't find any corner ones. You know, this is that time where now it's getting harder and harder to get materials that you need. So you have to kind of make do. All in all, with all of this white tile in here as opposed to the frosted glass surround, it's a lot brighter. Now, I've got one other problem that we're going to see if this works or not, because we've had to make up some things as we went along. The shower rod, I got it from Lowe's. It's one of the ones that have a slight bend to it. What we're going to try and do is I'm going to actually try and get here and bend it a little bit more with the pipe tubing bender there and right here. It's one of the adjustable ones. It goes from 50 inches to 72 or something like that. So I calculate I need like 62 inches of space roughly. The reason being is if I can actually attach the shower rod right here, the shower curtain can actually go right in here and be completely hidden. When you need it, then it'll come out a little bit wider here and be able to go all the way through. You know, I'm a pretty good sized guy. I'm about 260 pounds. Actually, I lost weight, forgot. I lost some weight, so I'm actually about 255. But I'm still pretty good size, and you can see how much space I have from wall to wall in here, as well as through here. So this is definitely a lot better than your typical corner shower. Somebody commented on one of my videos that, oh, you just rebuilt the same shower. It's like, no, not at all. This is completely different. So I'm going to get in here and get the curb done and let that dry out, and then I can work on sanding this stuff out so we can get ready to paint it up. All right, so I've got all my tile up in here. See, I've got a little chunk of drywall right there. Got all my tiles up in place, and I'm letting that dry. I've got the curb down here setting up, and with that speed set, I'm going to let it dry up for about 2 hours before I do anything else on there. I've spackled up the walls with my third coat of mud. I just got to go in and get the corners on the front of that, sand that, and they'll be ready to paint. And then grout, and then put the device covers back in, and we're good to go. Now, here's the problem that I fretted about, because the size and shape of this is not typical. If we had plenty of money, we could go through, we could get a glass short wall, have them make a glass door on here, be done. That's going to cost a whole bunch more money, and it might be something they do later on. In the meantime, we need to get a shower curtain. Now, there's two things we could do. We could just go and cut this and re-drill it and have one like this. And that may be ultimately what we have to do. I just have to get the screws to cut that, and that would work. The only problem is the shower curtain would stop right here. So what I'm going to try and do is I am going to try and bend this slightly. If I can get this bent, I can get this corner over here. I get this corner over here, and if I bend the rest of this to marry up in here, that will give us a much nicer look. Now, what I've got to double check and make sure is that it'll be able to bend and attach on there. But this way, you don't lose too much of it, but I want it to be out wider. I want to have extra space for this to be able to put the curtain back inside of here. So it's going to be a matter of, can I bend this? So you're saying, okay, He-Man, He-Man. No, we're not going to He-Man. We're not He-Man. What we're going to do is I'm going to use some of the tools like we use for other stuff. This is a conduit bender. And what this is made to do is actually bend pipe. What you do with it is, a piece of pipe goes here where you want to bend it, and then you basically pull. And because it's round, it helps to hold the shape. Now, I don't know if this aluminum will bend the same way or not. So, this is trial and error, and this is going to be trialing a piece that's going to cost a good chunk of change. So, let me set up for that, and then we're going to see how it works. think that is going to work. Okay. All right, so there we go. So it's going to come out here kind of wide, which is good because we want this to be able to keep that space inside of there. But we also will have enough space with this attached to the wall right here. Actually, let me go inside. With that to be able to attach inside there. Now, we could go with it in here. If I unbend that, I would have to be able to bend it a little bit more, but I like it actually right here like this. This way, the curtain will be able to come out here nice and wide, still be able to be in there, and be able to be inside of that as well. Now, the only thing we have to worry about is the weight of it, and if that's cantilevered too much. Now, I should have bent that just a little bit more in down here further, but I think it's going to work. I think it's definitely going to work. Okay, we're going to try this and see how well it works for us. But definitely a little bit different. A little bit different. All right, feeling good about this right now. Feeling really good. Question will be is stability. But we have studs that we're going to be screwing into, so that's a good thing. Okay. All right.